What's good, family? Welcome to another episode of An Honest Conversation about hip-hop. I'm your host, hip-hop old head, a.k.a. hip-hop's Uncle Phil, and we back for another honest conversation about hip-hop. Got with me tonight the one and only.
It's your boy, Sean Capone, the greatest rapper never known. And motherfucker, I'll tell on you for 40 million. So you better watch what the fuck you doing. Snatches.
So so that's your snitch price is 40 mil?
Yeah, you know, I can't do the rainbow hair, so I gotta up the ante and shit like that. So give me 40 mil, I'm telling on everybody.
Damn, son.
Singing. We singing like Whitney in 89 and shit.
I would have never thought that, man.
Yeah, well, start thinking it, motherfucker. Wow. Keep your secret safe and shit. You better start. You better file a tax ID and start selling them tamales legally and shit. From here on out and shit. No more Christmas hustles.
AHCAHH in the building.
AHCAHH.
And back and better than ever, the one and only
Big Pooh, aka the Enforcer, better known as Charles Stokely.
Charles Stroke. Damn.
Stroke tree.
Getting 15 boards a night. Just grabbing bitches off the backboard. Come here. Fellas, it's been a minute that since we've all been in the same room. A lot of shit has happened. Hip hop is crazy. We were just talking about that before we even got on. But so shit, tonight we're here to talk some shit and kick some facts. So how much money do you think Birdman is worth? Just off top.
As much as he's fucked Wayne out of, he's got to at least have a couple $100 million.
Right, so you got to factor that in. He got Wayne money.
Yeah, he's got the majority of Drake money.
He definitely getting a lion's share of Drake, lion's share of Nicki, and Cash Money, right? So Cash Money is rumored to be worth $300 million. So I'd say maybe he gets half of that, right? Because Slim got money too.
The other half. Yeah.
So we'll say 150. Lil Wayne, over his lifetime of his career. Well, let me start with Nicki's career. Nicki has moved 85 million units.
Ooh, man.
That includes
and
albums.
Got the distro deal, so,
right?
Yeah.
And that includes albums and digital.
Wow.
Wayne has moved 120 million units.
So we talking 300
albums, physical copies, and digital.
Or 200 million.
Drake, you want to take a guess on how many million units Drake's?
he's probably. I would say he probably doubled both Nicki. So he probably did 200 himself.
He's at 142.
All right.
142. So
giving him a little more credit, but
so Baby's got a piece of all that action. So the reason I bring this up is because there was this story that was out there saying, hey, they froze Baby's accounts and he didn't have the money to pay this settlement or judgment against him for, what were you saying, Simon? He was a former employer.
Manager.
Yeah, he was like a property manager, whatever. Baby owed him $1 million. Dude was trying to come for the $1 million. Baby moved the money, but then there was a story saying he didn't have the money, which I was just like, that can't be.
That can't be. And I'll tell you how it can be. Baby, and I'm not a fan of Baby musically or anything like that. He's one of them cats that should never be on tracks and just play his position. But Baby, they probably got one of the most creative lines on a hook ever known to man.
What was that?
Everything in my mama name. Like, they was hiding shit back then. They was hiding shit back then.
I see what you're saying.
The aspect of hiding shit and not having anything accountable under your name, if he's talking about that shit in 96 or 97, then of course, you know, that's just probably sitting in Slim account or somebody else.
So you think his money's hidden somewhere else?
Of course, it's moved. He moved it.
I mean, wouldn't you say it's hard to fuck off? Let's just say if we did the math, let's say Baby's worth 400 million. Like, how do you fuck off that type of money?
It ain't fucked up.
I mean, to my knowledge, he hasn't had any failed business ventures. I know he's foreclosed on some properties, but it wasn't properties that were valued at that, you know.
No, he's taking
at
L's. Those were his taxes he paid that
right,
year.
so I just don't understand that. Like, where's that money?
You move it, man. Once you get on that level, man, it's not even your money. You moving into businesses and corporations, and it's called the shell game, and you shell it to different entities. So, I mean, I'll give y'all a freebie right here. What motherfuckers do is they'll promissory note it, and when you promissory note, you're basically writing a loan for either the entity to you or you to the entity, and you're literally just letting them borrow the funds. Now, borrowed money is not taxable, so when you move that money into the entity, and he might not be on the title of the entity as far as one of the either the president or the treasurer or a board member. It might not be associated with him, or he can be a silent partner, but he can move those funds over there. So if it goes to an entity and you moved all that money out, there's no way that anything is tied to your name.
So it's just like free money.
That's all it is. You're just moving it from point A to point B. And that's just the shell game of moving the funds. Now, motherfuckers have nonprofits where they'll hire a nonprofit to go ahead and provide a service where they're part of the nonprofit, or somebody else separate owns the nonprofit, but then they'll come back in and hire the company that initially moved the money to the nonprofit to go ahead and fund them and basically wash the money.
Yeah, you just move
through the subsidiary. Yeah. Subsidiary, pays a third-party company, which is your company technically, and you get your shit back.
A fictitious company, so you get your money back. Man, that's some corporate secrets, huh? Tekashi dropping
it. That's America. That's America.
Tekashi living up to his name. So, Pooh, $300 million, man. That's a lot of money just to fuck off. He's got lawsuits up by producers and shit like that. None of them, to my knowledge, I want to say even come up to, in total, more than about $20-30 million. If you had $300 million and you knew you had wronged some niggas and you had to pay $30 million, would you just pay it and just move the fuck on?
I mean, you would think the motherfucker would just pay it, but shit, motherfuckers pay the bankruptcy game and all type of shit for less than that. So, like, for instance, Troy Terrain.
Yeah.
I remember listening to his shit, and he was saying that when he got sued by DJ Envy for talking about his family and shit,
that shit was foul.
He I forgot, Hot 97, one of them paid him $1.5 million or some shit. But when they paid him under his business name, and he had that account set up like in Europe somewhere. So when he was actually sued by Envy, they sued Troy Terrain.
Yeah.
But his money was actually paid from the company
1099
to his corporation. So he's able to hide his money that way. You know what I mean? Yeah. And here's some more game. And this is fucked up. I've had my Yahoo account since 2003.
Okay.
And I forgot my login. And all this time I'm like, damn, I'm for about a year and a half. I'm like, shit, I can't even get in. I know it's some shit in there because I've had it for shit a quarter of my life, maybe longer if you really do the math on it. So I log in the other day. I remembered what I did, and all my emails are gone. And I'm wondering, like, damn, I've never known.
What?
Like, I logged in on my phone, it's gone. But I learned this from Star. Yahoo, I forgot the exact way they worded. They I forgot the term.
By your emails or something?
No, they're not allowed to give up your you can't subpoena your Yahoo email or some shit. Google will allow motherfuckers to get your information, but Yahoo won't. And I did notice, we don't read shit. When I logged into my new Yahoo, it had a big ass disclaimer, and I just went through it.
Yeah.
And I probably deleted my shit right there and didn't even fucking know
that's
it.
That's whack, man.
So if y'all got an old Yahoo,
I do. Don't do that shit.
Yeah, like don't do that, and also hold on to that motherfucker because it can keep motherfuckers from. If you doing some shit where people can come after you, they can't subpoena the Yahoo.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's game in the motherfucker right there.
Yeah, but yeah, man, it's ways to hide that shit. Baby's a smart motherfucker. Everybody give Master P his credit because he did the 85-15 deal, whatever, and got the money up front. We didn't know who the fuck Baby and Cash Money was, but when they hit the scene, they blew up fast as fuck because they got hit with like a $20 million deal straight off the streets.
Right.
So he may be flamboyant and crazy looking and all that type of shit, sound uneducated, but hey, you gotta be a smart motherfucker to be able to negotiate a $20-25 million deal.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So,
and so I guess
They'll get the points.
yeah.
I guess at the end of the day, he just don't give a fuck about these people, and he just a shitty individual, and he don't want to pay him.
He got enough money to keep that shit tied up in litigation. Your money gonna run out soon. Him.
Yeah, but I wonder how much money you waste. But I guess you know what? He's not spending $30 million to protect $30 million. He'll take the loss and say, "I'll spend $5 to protect 30, and save myself 25."
Because then now understand this too, is he wakes a sleeping dog when if he pays Wayne the $30 million, then that $30 million that's under his official name, that's under his social. So then he gonna have to account for the taxes and the capital gains on the money that he's holding personally, as opposed to having the motherfucking shit tied up with a corporation. We got a president that's ducking right now to turn in his fucking tax returns, and not his personal tax returns, but his business combined as far as what he's getting from the business and the personal, what he's spending. Yeah. So all that shit is looped around, and his accountants don't got it together right now. So it's the same fucking thing. He becomes a liability with paying them off that kind of dough as an individual.
Yeah, I mean, it must be frustrating for those people who are waiting for these checks. These producers that have sued, hear these songs on the radio every fucking day. Imagine how Wayne must feel that you gotta look this nigga in the face all the time, knowing that this nigga took millions from you.
So what was it? They gave him money for his artist writing, but he ended up keeping it.
It was just some weird deal where Wayne wasn't really getting shit. None of the artists were really getting shit. They ended up settling or something recently, and I think Wayne was going to get like $150 million or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So it was just his royalties and Young Money royalties. There was a whole lot of misreporting. Wayne had to hire lawyers to audit the books and shit like that.
Yeah.
So Baby was just out there, jerking him. You know what I mean? And the one thing I think that when we discuss Lil Wayne, and I'm not a fan of his music, but when you talk about his impact and the fact that, he helped establish Drake and Nicki, and to a much lower level, Tyga still, when we talk about the B niggas, he's probably on the top of that B artist,
He
rank.
said he was never paid either.
He said he was never paid.
Not a
and
dime,
he had a few hits. Rack City was huge, you know what I mean? Mainstream huge.
He's still relevant to this day.
No, he just had taste or hit or
taste,
touch or squeeze or some little weak shit. But that shit was big as fuck. No, I mean,
and he's bopping Kylie again.
Yeah, now he's back with the Kardashian. You know what I mean? So, Wayne has definitely given the game a lot, whether you like it or not. He has definitely done so, and there's all kinds of cats in the industry who rap just like him. Personally, I don't want to hear how lyrical and how talented he is, and the flow master and all this kind of shit. It don't work for me. It just don't work. But the fact that he got jerked the way he got jerked by Baby is fucked up. You know what I mean? And Jay paid his taxes and shit like that. So he's had cats look out for him. And I'm glad he's going to get his money. Hopefully he gets his money and that shit doesn't, stall out or whatnot. But
yeah, because even though we weren't fans of Wayne, he did have a run, maybe 5, 6, 7 years where he was as famous as, like, let's say, Tekashi is now. Like, he was
bigger.
That's what I'm saying. He kept, like, how can I say? He kept hip hop afloat as far as him being the man from about 04 to maybe 2010.
Yeah, no, he had his run. It's undeniable. Like, what he did is legendary because he carved out a time in hip hop that was his.
That was his, exactly, yeah.
So we had to talk about, and again, I'm not a fan of this nigga. I think the nigga's trash, but he carved out a time that is his. When we discuss hip hop, we're gonna be like, yo, there was a time where X ran shit. There was a time when Jay ran shit. There was a time when Wayne ran shit, and that's 50. Yeah,
50,
I'm not going in chronological order, but amongst those other names that we're gonna talk about that have had a time period of hip hop that was this was the nigga, Wayne was that nigga. You can't take nothing away from that nigga. And you know who else is another cat that you're not gonna be that you can't take anything away from is Future had a time too. not as long as some of these other runs. There's about a good 3-4 years or whatever where he was that dude, when it came to hip hop. So
I don't know about Future, because Future came after, or because it's Wayne, and then it had to go probably to Drake.
Well, I think
because it went from Wayne to Drake, and then now Kendrick. Now Kendrick got a throw in it.
But remember, you had softer Drake. Future was making the lean sipping shit that niggas was really fucking with, and he had, what was that real big record he had that fucking was in the NBA finals and shit like that? I forget what it's called, but that shit was huge. The beat was kind of cool or whatever.
I can't.
If I heard it, I would know it.
Yeah,
But
it was big before Bad and Bougie was big. I forget what it was called. Like, it wasn't called.
Only thing I know about Future is Papa Russ, and that's it.
Oh,
It wasn't Molly Percocet, was it?
yeah, Molly Perkins.
Mask off.
Yeah, Mask. That shit was huge in a motherfucker. You know what I mean? And then he had some other little hits or whatever. He's had records with Drake that were "What a Time to Be Alive" and all this other bullshit.
I thought I had to give Gucci more. Obviously Gucci contributed way more than Future.
Well, Gucci, I don't know if ever ran a period of time of hip hop.
Well, you know what it is?
He has contributed.
Future had his run when Gucci was in prison.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that Gucci would have prevented it, but it was that same time frame.
Right. And Gucci has definitely, we talked about this in an episode way back. He has a family tree in hip hop. You know what I mean? So you can't take that away from him either. So that's the crazy shit. Is like, you think about some of these guys, you might knock them for your personal belief on how they rap. That's one thing, but you still can, respect their place in the game.
True. It's like if you look at hip hop like as a body, like when Gucci and these and Future and the Migos and shit started doing their thing. It's like when hip hop was on dialysis, when the kidneys started to fail.
Yeah.
Then the machine came and
Beep.
when the body started to shut down, then these niggas came.
So where's the current state right now? We out of dialysis? Did we get that kidney? Or we still going to the machines? Or we going to Del Vita?
Nah, personally,
are we going to Vita Monday, Wednesday, and Friday?
Hey man, that's not funny. Personally,
it's a metaphor. Man. No knock to nobody. Shit, it's a metaphor.
Personally, I think hip hop is on the mend. There's a lot of good records out by a lot of dope artists. And a lot of those dope artists are definitely winning. I think with a lot of the mainstream shit, there's a lot of flash in the pan shit, which I don't care. Like, let these records be hot for 11 weeks and then kind of become these mainstream records that move out and don't even fuck with the culture no more. While we get quality albums from artists that we want to listen to, and it goes back to being how it was before, where you could go out and find the music and expose yourself to it rather than it being thrown in your face. You know what I mean? I think at my age, that's my role as I accept it.
I agree. Because if you look at it like that, like at the same time as Death Row was running shit, whether you liked them or not, you still had albums like Midnight Marauders dropping where you could still go out there and get what you want. You got your fix. Like right now, it kind of seems like mainstream hip hop is popish, but once you go to a level lower, then we right back to where the dope shit is at.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like right now, you got, like I said, Griselda's killing it right now. What's my man with Pete Rock? Jay-Z's nephew or whatever. Sky Zoo. Sky Zoo. They got some banging shit out. AHCAHH got some pretty dope shit out. You know what I mean? I know I'm missing others, but there's like really good music out right now, which is cool.
Even what's her name starting to get her little shine now. North Carolina, what's old girl?
Rhapsody.
Rhapsody doing this shit.
Been killing it.
The nigga love the new Little Brother shit. There's shit. There's definitely some shit out there.
There's a lot of shit out there. Earth Gang got a solid ass album. There's a lot of shit out there. So let him push the baby. Let him push these other people that don't really relate to what I'm trying to do. And so that's cool. But there's a lot of music out there right now where there's been certain times in hip hop where there hasn't been any dope shit out there, and it's just been trash. There's been those periods. Thankfully, we're not in one. So as long as we continue to dictate what we feel is hot, and let the award shows do what they do, the culture will be fine. It's just when we switch up and try to get on their status, try to chase what they feel is the image of hip hop, we're going to define it whether they accept it or not. They'll always come back around because that's the nature of hip hop. It's an undeniable force. So, it's going to be a weird segue, but Drake's pops sat down with Nick Cannon, and Nick asked him how he felt about being basically painted a deadbeat daddy in his Drake songs. And he said, hey, man, that's some that's some bullshit. But he said, it's not true. He called him and basically essentially said, why are you lying about me? We spend time together, whatever. And Drake basically, according to his pop, said, well, it's just to sell these records. So is this man's entire persona just completely like made up, fake? Is Drake just acting? Is Aubrey Graham playing this character Drake that he's made up or they've made up? I mean, this shit is crazy. Am I bugging?
I mean, I'm probably the least qualified nigga in the room to comment on this because I don't even know what tracks he was talking about his pops because I don't listen to his music.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's not me taking a shot at Drake.
You just keep it 100.
I just don't fucking know which ones it is. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I think the whole everything about Drake is made up. So it kind of fits right in the mold of who he is. I think he's just how can I say? I think he's a hip hop capitalist. He capitalizes on just. Yeah. He's so famous that it's kind of like what's gonna happen with this Tekashi shit. Like, no matter what Drake does, morals and standards doesn't fucking matter to him. He's above it. You can fucking ghost right. Like if fucking Search said he ghost wrote for Drake, you think Drake gonna say, nigga, I
sock you in your mouth?
Yeah, yeah. I knock you out. You know what I mean? Much respect to Search, whatever the fuck he said, but he don't give a fuck. Them checks is still coming, and these new millennium motherfuckers, they don't give a fuck either. It's kind of like ghostwriting for hip hop is like, it's kind of like snitching in real life. Like, but he didn't tell on me.
Yeah.
Give a fuck. Y'all niggas is just hating.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he's a cool nigga. He didn't tell on me. He told on y'all, or he told on some niggas from Fresno. Nigga, I'm from LA. Fuck them Fresno niggas. You feel me? No disrespect, but you feel what I'm saying?
No, exactly.
That's what it kind of seems like. Drake is untouchable.
Yeah.
You get to that status. It's kind of like with Jay-Z. When I said this shit on my Facebook, like, niggas worship Jay-Z and Nipsey like they died for their sins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It don't matter what they've done, it's forgiven.
They get passes.
Exactly.
Jay-Z can slap somebody's mama. Be like, nah, but he made the Black Album.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's you know what I mean? It's of course, us purists, we look at shit a different way, but I don't really think it fucking matters.
Yeah, I agree. Sam, what do you think, man?
I don't know why y'all surprised. I mean, Aubrey's been scripted since he was 12. You know what I mean? And he's been reading scripts since then. So all he's doing is just following suit. He's doing Denzel MTV. You know what I mean? That's all it is.
So he's basically doing some CB4 shit.
That's all it is.
I mean, shit. CB4.
I ain't never heard anyone say Drake is a real one. You know what I mean?
That nigga's Gusto. What's that nigga name?
Gusto?
Gusto.
Gusto. From Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
But it's crazy, man, because his popularity is not going anywhere, like you said.
Nah.
He's just going to continue to do his thing. And at the end of the day, I mean, he's been fucking 10 years. Would you say that he's had one of the longest runs in hip-hop?
Yeah. Extensive, yeah.
10 years.
So look,
and he ain't going nowhere.
I know Wayne started in a group, and I think they dropped in about 98, 99. And Wayne dropped the album, what, in 2018?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, so through all this shit, he's been in the industry for 20 years. Yeah. It wasn't all solo. Drake's been in for 10.
Yeah.
But Drake surpassed Wayne album sales with half a career time.
Right.
So that tells you right there.
Yeah, I mean, and to I think Drake's credit, he might have more releases.
Yeah.
Wayne had all that, went to jail, had a lot of shit that stopped him up. But no, you're right.
Yeah.
Drake he is the rare individual to surpass the person who put him on. Usually when someone puts somebody on, they really don't, artist-wise. Puffy puts on people, Big becomes big, whatever. But I'm saying,
not everybody Memphis Bleak. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. So established artists, when they put people on, they normally don't become bigger than them, and this is the case.
And when they do, it's hatred. Like Wayne and Baby was good until Wayne surpassed Baby,
right?
And then you know what I mean. Then nigga took the money from him.
And that's crazy though, because I mean, shouldn't that have been the plan from jump? Was Baby thinking he was gonna be like a 45-year-old rap superstar? That shit ain't happening.
I mean, it's either in you or it ain't. He's been scandalous from the jump. It's just money just made you see it. You feel what I'm saying? That's all it is. It's either it's you or it ain't you. Like you can give me a fucking $100 million right now. I'm still not gonna go against my integrity.
That's right.
You know what I mean? I might dog some bitches out worse than I would as a broke nigga, but I'm not gonna pimp no woman. You feel me? Because that's just ain't me. You feel me?
Nah. So speaking of pimping, Tekashi 6ix9ine, Dan's homeboy, signed Capone's papers. He got $10 million from 10K Records, his original label that he was signed to before, he quote unquote blew up. He's, I guess, getting 5 for an English album, 5 for a Spanish album. I'm gonna start with you, Sam Capone. Thoughts?
We knew it was coming, you know. I mean, hey, motherfuckers are accepting of different shit now, you know. So it's this young generation. They're very forgiving, you know. I mean, shit, motherfuckers is hugging killers and shit in 2019. You know what I mean? So it's a little softer than it's a little softer than previous generations. So I mean, like I said, this shit's acceptable to the younger generation. You know, I don't know where the fuck we went wrong, but man, we need to fix it.
Right. So let me ask you this. Let's take a look at it from a business standpoint. So if you're 10K Records, who is part of Warner Music, is run by the son of Lucian Grange, right? No, I just want to set this up. I don't want people to think like 10K is this little small label that paid this large amount of money, right? So they're plugged in. What do? He comes home, you got new music ready to go. Do you think it's going to be music about him snitching, or does he just come back and pretends like none of this happens? And he comes out, you little stupid, I'm going to hit you with the stupid. Like, what does he do?
I mean, their angle, I don't know how the fuck they going. He can't be real about it, and I don't know if he's going to talk about that situation, or he's just going to make some general ass, hype music or whatever. Yeah. I don't think he's not going to be on that gangster shit, and because he don't have the streets no more, as far as he don't have no protection. So it's going to be interesting how they run it, but I can see why the label is putting money on him. With him being, he's a target, bro. And if he don't make it, they got exclusive licensing to this motherfucker. You know what I mean? And shit, look at I hate to bring it up, but look how quick everybody supported Nip and bought out the marathon after what happened with Nip when he didn't have that following before or prior. Right. So shit, it's a gamble. You know what I mean? But either way, tenfold. Whether the music is, it's gonna get released, and depending how far he or how deep he gets into it before, or if he gets touched, they're gonna recoup. So it's a smart business plan. They own they own his likeness, so it's a wrap. So however it fucking go, they're gonna come out on top.
Shit like that. Yeah. What you think, Pooh? Your boy 6ix9ine.
Ain't my boy. I ain't never heard none of his shit. Honestly, I got a couple different viewpoints on this.
All right, let us know, man.
I don't really think. In the beginning, I think because of marketing, him aligning himself with the 9 Trey Bloods, that's what he did to get noticed with the rainbow hair. But I think once he got so big, that shit didn't even fucking matter anymore. He surpassed that quote unquote street shit. Like I said, I haven't heard his music, so I don't know if he gang banging his music, but I don't really think he did.
Well, so he has a Spanish record where he's not gang banging. He has a couple of his records are named after some of the niggas in the neighborhood or whatever.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I felt he was going to take a jump to that, try to that little pop rap status or whatever. But he only had one project. That's the crazy shit. He only had one project. So he didn't have a lot of music to really judge him by, but his bigger hits were dedications, the names of people in his hood or whatever, and you know, it was rah-rah music. It wasn't like anything, I wouldn't call it West Coast gangster music, or what by our standards what we call gangster music.
You know what? From the shit that I did hear, what it reminded me of? It reminded me of the early 2000s when the crunk movement was in. It's energy music.
Yeah.
It's energy music. So I think he can still market it because you hear niggas, everybody saying he's a snitch, this, that, and that. But I haven't really heard too many women say anything. And I'm pretty sure, and we only hear from our
group.
you know what I mean? Like in, you know, the streets, which is irrelevant. I'm gonna put that out there. The streets is irrelevant. Motherfuckers, street credit is only taken on the street corner.
Yeah, no, it's done.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially after this, it's done.
You know what I mean?
It's done.
You could be the hardest nigga in the hood with a 400 credit score. You can't even buy that shack that you gang banging out of. Okay, now back to what the point I was making.
Message.
I think that the youngsters, a lot of them sympathize with him. Like, man, his homies robbed him. His homies did this. His homies did that.
Yeah.
He's a victim. If he came out at 6'9" without the blood ties, then I think it wouldn't even fucking matter because he's just a civilian.
Yeah.
And I think most people look at him now like he wasn't a real blood. He's just a civilian, so they may give young Danny a pass.
Yeah, I think definitely he's getting a pass. He's gonna come out. I think the first little record is gonna be telling of the story of what the fuck went down. You know, like you said, run with that victim crowd or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, run with that card.
Cause look, he don't even have to come out on no street shit. Majority of these niggas like Trippie Redd, and I know he's supposed to be a blood and this and that.
Right.
But like, what's the nigga name that got killed in Florida? X. I mean, he made emotional music, and that shit is popular these days. Even my kids know who X is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like I think he can still hit that lane. 2 other points. 6ix9ine, as far as marketing and the management, he hit the scene and blew the fuck up with a bunch of dusty ass stoop sitting New York niggas. Now he got the most powerful man in music, son. Imagine what they can do with their promotion and they reach. You feel me?
Yeah, no, look, he was always with 10K. That's what it was. You can Google it. First 2 artists signed, Tekashi 6ix9ine and Trippie Redd, the cat that you referenced before.
Yeah.
Both happened to be Bloods, had a little fake beef or whatever, and Tekashi shot that video and it blew up. That video went from going viral to charting. You don't think that they had that Warner battery in their back? All his songs charted. I'm gonna tell you right now, I was never ever in the streets, heard that song played in a car. Never. I only saw the shit online. I understand online has a big impact, but when I hear songs that were coming in around the same number as this cat was coming in, I'm hearing those songs when I'm just outside. You know what I mean? I never heard that. So it was always odd to me how this little kid was getting all these looks saying he was independent but had that amount of impact. And then there's really no demand to see you. He wasn't doing crazy large venues. You know what I mean? He wasn't. And so that never added up. But when it went back, did the research, said, oh shit, you know, Elliot Grange is the son of Lucian Grange, CEO of Warner Music. It's a wrap. 10K, it's a wrap. And so I'm sure they got a plan for him. I think this him coming home or whatever, it's probably going to be a big thing. All the artists who already said they would work with him are going to work with them.
Ooh, who said that?
I want to say ASAP Ferg said he would work with them.
Are you serious? New York motherfuckers?
One of these little Playboy something or others.
Playboy Cardi or
somebody like that said that they would work with them. That's music. Crazy. So there's people who are open up. There's a very well-known producer.
Changed, bro.
There's a well-known well-known little young nigga producer. I forget, one of these young cat producers said, "Yo, I want to do his first single out." You know what I mean? So there's a lot of people who are definitely sympathizing with him, and I think he's gonna come home and he's gonna ride that shit. And I think it's gonna be big.
Because his popularity now is larger than when he was out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's sort of like he would just say with Nip and Biggie and Pac. When after death, they just blew the fuck up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not to change the subject, but it's kind of like we talk all this Tupac and Biggie shit, but living through that era, as much as we liked them at that time, I never considered them niggas the greatest.
Right.
That shit didn't happen until after. It was so much other dope shit to listen to that they were just a part of the crowd. You feel me? But it's what happened. Look, Boosie. Boosie was a Southern rapper that went to prison and came out a superstar.
Yeah.
Pimp C, always known about UGK. Never gave a fuck about UGK. He comes home, he's major. He's pimp. You know what I mean? That's just the way this shit works.
Yeah, nah, and it's real shit, man. It's crazy that that controversy helps you, sell, and if you have good music, you can eventually, or music that is received well by the people, you can stay and capitalize off that.
I got some ironic shit that I thought about on this.
Yeah, go ahead.
6ix9ine goes to jail. I don't think he worth $10 million when he went in. He definitely didn't see that money.
Oh no, he wasn't. What was it? He was getting half of his money was going to the hood.
Yeah.
Then 20% was going to management, and then I think he would get the so he was getting he was getting ganked.
Okay, so but he goes to jail. He rats, which I can't fucking respect at all. But the nigga comes out. He's coming out to $10 million.
Yeah.
Now this is ironic to me. Tupac was one of the smartest motherfuckers that ever walked the planet, in my opinion, especially at that young age. This nigga goes to jail and comes out for a fucking Capri Sun and a taco snack. How the fuck does that happen?
So I'll tell you how it happens, because here's the thing. Daniel comes home to no enemies. There's a lot of people out there who are mad, but motherfuckers ain't gonna.
They ain't gonna do shit.
They ain't gonna do shit. And the people that would do some shit are going to, as you were pointing out earlier, that you're coming after a federally protected witness, regardless if he requests it or not. They still gonna have to keep an eye on this cat. And again, we're talking about the money behind him now. They're gonna have some old Bosnian security for him or whatever. They got them cats that can hit you with a roundhouse fist and break your jaw or some shit like that. He's gonna have that type of security, so he's going to be well secured. So he's gonna be able to come out here and pretty much do his thing. And I think it's gonna be lined up with star-studded people and fucking academics. In Snapchat, have some docu-series coming called 6ix9ine versus Everybody. 50 just brought the rights to the Tekashi 69 story, and then wants to go ahead and put that out. So there's already people who are willing to profit and put this kid out there. And I'm sure all this shit is going to be in unison. All this shit is going to be in unison.
What do y'all think about the dick riding?
I think it's disgusting, because it's like, how for like 50, like how can you say you don't condone a nigga snitching, but then somehow this nigga got paid? You gonna tell me Tekashi didn't make any money off his story? Unless the label deal was already in place and the label's getting that money.
It kind of feel like these hip hop niggas are whores. What I mean by that is,
shit, 100.
like this nigga, his run was what, about 8 months?
Something like that.
If you go on social media, you know how many of them niggas you could see who was like liking his post and all that type of just because he was hot at the time. Like
exactly,
these niggas is straight hoes, like straight up.
Yeah, and it's crazy. And
50 was calling the nigga his son. Remember that shit?
Right, they was all hugged up and all this kind of stuff. Then he's like, no, don't call me no more and all this kind of shit. Now all of a sudden you've licensed his bio, his story. You know what I mean? So yeah, that money either goes through his estate or that money went to 10K, on whatever deal he signed. But I think he's gonna come home. I think it's gonna be major, and like we were talking about earlier, I think this definitely changes the landscape in hip hop, because there's a lot of young dudes that put themselves in stupid ass positions, and he's basically getting reward to tell on somebody, and I think more people are gonna want to get rewarded, and we're gonna have more people getting told on.
Yeah, you tell on 3, you get out for free.
That's nuts, man. That shit is crazy.
Shit's fucked up.
I know motherfuckers that shit don't even snitch. Motherfuckers drop out of the hood and nobody fuck with them no more. Like motherfuckers will not speak or anything. This shit, the game done changed, bro. It done changed.
Man, so speaking of the game changing, hip hop lists are all the rage. Everybody dropping lists and shit like that. So I came across two this past week, and I just wanted to kind of dive into it. First is My Religion is Rap's top 50 West Coast rappers of all time. So My Religion is Rap is internet website. You can go to myreligionisrap.com. Check them out. Now, their top 50 West Coast MCs all time. Should I start from 1 or should I start at 50? You tell me, fellas.
It's bullshit anyway. Just start.
All right. So 1, Q. 2, Pac. 3, Short. 4, Kendrick. Stop me when it gets crazy.
It's already there.
All right.
Keep going.
No. So let's talk about that. Q, Pac, Short. You don't think Short is Tramp, or do you not think Cube is 1?
Really, I made that comment because of Kendrick so high.
Oh, okay.
Because longevity. But
yeah.
look, as dope as Too Short. Well, okay, I'm not gonna say dope. As legendary as Too Short is, he's not 3.
Okay.
I can say that.
Okay, and I'm not against that either. I definitely say longevity and what he's done for the coast and music. I think you have to squeeze him somewhere in the top 10.
I'll put you like Too Short been rapping before crack hit the street.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Nigga, that's longevity.
Yeah, so he's got to be in my opinion. In my opinion, he's in my top 10. So, all right. So
what I'm thinking,
yeah. So let's just move past. So
Okay.
Kendrick 4 is definitely too high. I, without thinking, have him outside of my top 10. He could be 11, might even be 12, but I got to go through the list and revisit. Game, man, as much as I hate to say it, when I look at some of these other names on the list, Game has snuck into my top 10. I can't believe I'm saying this, man. 2019. Only on the West Coast, though. Spice One. How's the room feel about Spice One?
Spice is a legend. I kind of think, I don't know where they from, but I think these niggas may be based up north.
Okay. Okay. So do you believe Spice is in the top 10, or do you believe he's somewhere outside of the top 10?
I think he's somewhere outside of the top 10 because I know niggas on this list that are outside of the top 10 or 20 who are more impactful than Spice. And I've always been a Spice fan.
Yeah, I would say so too. I say Spice is definitely in my 15 range. Okay. E40 is definitely top 10. I might put him 5.
Okay.
MC or the DOC, much respect, but you're not number 8, my guy.
He's from Texas.
Yeah. And this is where the list was iffy, right? Because then you have MC8 in the top 9 on the West Coast. Nah, bro, that's not happening.
Menace to Society was a great movie.
Yeah, nah. And then AHCAHH 10. Raz might, just off ability, Raz might be somebody you have to keep in that top 15, maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know about 10.
See, Raz is a spitter, but musically, is he top 10, top 15? No.
He has one. His first record, his first album is classic. So that separates him from a lot of other dudes on this list that don't have one classic album. You know what I mean?
But everybody that we just named ahead of him, do they all have classics?
Yeah, they all do. Yeah, okay. You're right. Corrupt. Is Corrupt above Raz on your list?
I think Raz is a better rapper than Corrupt, but Corrupt
makes better music.
Accomplished more.
He has accomplished more.
All right. No disrespect to the dead. We love Nate Dogg, but why the fuck is Nate Dogg on the top?
He's not even a rapper. He's not even a rapper.
Yeah.
So next,
They got some good weed up north.
Yeah, Ice-T. Legend, but at 13.
No, I kind of put it. See, that's the thing. It always comes down to subcategories and genres. I put him in that little bracket with fucking Spice and MC8. Like they got their own little.
So would you put him above Spice and 8 because he did drop Colors?
He had some shit like I'm Your Pusher and all that type of shit. And he's been around a long time. Like that
those are big.
6 in the morning, all that shit.
Yeah, those are big records that I think not only shaped the coast but helped to shape hip hop. Yeah. So I would probably argue that you might have to put Ice-T in the top 10.
He's up there for sure.
Yeah. So MC Ren, who we see like on a lot of lists, like Ren gets a lot of love because he's been on other 50 best MCs lists.
Star said Ren is in his top 5 all time.
That's fucking crazy. Star got a hold of what Buck Wild was fucking with.
He said Ren, Tretch, a couple niggas.
Yeah. There's a lot of old niggas that love Tretch and Ren. So I don't know. I ain't that old.
Honestly, Ren was the weakest in NWA.
I just didn't like his flow.
Yeah, like,
You know, he had a couple dope verses, but
and then like solo wise, he had the Final Frontier, which I like because I was a kid and had lowriders and shit. But other than that, like, can you tell me a Ren track?
No.
No, okay.
15, Dell, Funky Homo Sapien. I think he's a little too high for
Yeah.
15. Especially, I think there's a couple Bay Area rappers that are ahead of him. 16, one of the most slept on cats when we talk about legends is King T.
Yeah.
Like, where do you see King T at?
To be honest with you, I never really listened to him. If that makes sense, it's crazy.
Right.
And he aligned himself with some real spitters with the Liquid
Yeah,
Crew.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he's really a Valley nigga.
Yeah.
Came to Compton. I don't know. I mean, when you think 50, I would say he's on there, but you got the.
He's on the lower end.
Yeah.
Lower end, okay. 17, Quick.
Come on, man.
Quick is what, 8 spots behind a nigga he buried in MC8? That's just foul.
Yeah, man.
So Quick is definitely top 10. I don't
Like
care what you say.
when I think Compton, it's NWA then Quick.
Right.
So
Right,
you feel me?
yeah. Be Real, no disrespect, but as a solo artist, top 18, yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah. If you look at the name after Be Real, it it fucks the whole list off.
Yeah, and then Snoop at 19, that's straight hateration.
Disrespectful.
Snoop is arguably in the top 5. Some
Yeah.
might even put him number 1.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's disrespectful. Mac Dre, I'm comfortable with top 20 for Mac Dre.
Yeah.
Andre Nicotina at 21. I think that's a little too high. And I kind of think they just menu listed
Everybody
Bay,
else,
Central Cali niggas. Sibo, that's too high. Sibo before Dub C, Exhibit, Mac 10 is crazy.
Yeah, over what's it called? And even for them being from the Bay, where the fuck is Yuck?
Yuck's not even on the list.
That's what I'm saying.
That shit is crazy, and
Yeah,
we don't
so
know that they're from the Bay.
Yeah.
But I mean, they like a lot of Bay Area rappers.
Unless Turf Knock made this shit.
No, 40 would have secured at least the top 4 or higher.
Crooked Eye at 26. That's crazy. Brother Lynch Hung at 27. I think
we skipped a couple.
Did we?
Yeah, 23.
Sibo.
Oh no, I said Sibo before
Dub
C, Exhibit, and Mac 10 was crazy.
Yeah, okay.
So let's talk about that. Dub C in the top 20? Ghetto Heisman.
I know niggas laugh at it because he changed all the way up.
Yeah.
But I fucked with Dub C when I was in elementary school. When he was with Low Profile.
The Mad Circle or whatever.
Yeah, that was even before the Mad Circle when it was just him and DJ Aladdin. I'm gonna say top 25.
Okay. Exhibit. Is Exhibit top 25 or is he somewhere? Is he higher or lower on the list?
There's niggas on this list. And that's above him that I would take Exhibit over.
Okay.
Honestly, I would. Like I would take just off music alone because Exhibit can really fucking rap.
Yeah, he can. Exhibit's dope.
Just because he can rap and he makes decent music.
And he's been involved in some big projects.
Yeah, like this may sound crazy, but just off music alone, I'm taking Exhibit over Raz. I'm taking him over Corrupt. There's a few of them on 8.
Yeah, he's really slept on.
Yeah, for real.
Mac 10 at 25. I think Mac 10 needs to be higher as well. And I'm not a fan of my favorite Mac 10 song is a Christian song. Ain't one thing, it's another. That's my favorite shit. But he ain't the best rapper. But I fuck with
90s Mac 10.
Yeah, Crooked Eye at 26. He's definitely higher. Brother Lynch, I think you have to put higher impact wise. Nipsey at 28. So that's just an interesting one. Is he still in your heart and mind, and you putting in the top 20, or is he outside of that?
No, he's outside.
Yeah,
He's outside.
This was his first release.
Yeah, he only did one album.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I think he had the potential to be top 10, top 5, but he didn't get a chance to reach it.
Yeah. Warren G at 29.
We can leave Warren
Yeah,
there.
I think there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, Space Tears.
Yeah, the Locksmith from Oakland at 30. Planet Asia was up to Fresno, right, at 31.
Planet can fucking
They
spit.
got Warren G twice.
They got Warren G twice. Yeah, I guess they really like Warren G twice. Just noticed that. Absol at 33. it looked like they just went ahead
They just start filling in.
and just started writing, fucking shit together. J Rock, Be Legit at 35, Schoolboy Q at 36, Easy E at 37.
How disrespectful
That's
is that?
disrespectful than a motherfucker. That's almost as bad as leaving fucking Yuck Mouth off the list. So Easy, like him or not, like the flow, the subject matter, you know what I mean? So I grabbed a stupid girl by a basket weave. He top 10. I'm sorry. Easy's top 10.
Look at the nigga under Easy.
Dre's not a rapper, so yeah.
But I've heard, look, even though he's been ghostwritten for, we all know that. Because Easy had a ghostwriter.
Yeah. But
Impact-wise, Dr. Dre?
Yeah, but let me ask you this. She said, so the list is top 50 West Coast rappers of all time. Dre is not really, I wouldn't consider him a West Coast. He's never had his own solo record. He puts out compilations. In my opinion, it's like calling DJ Khaled a rapper. Dre could be an artist, but out of the rapper list, I would leave him off. Because if not, off top, he's number one. Keek the Sneak, Earl Sweatshirt at 40. That shit, I like Earl, but that shit is crazy. Yeah. Earl, you're not on here. BG Knockout at 41. Yeah.
Look, man, his fucking brother was doper than him.
Yeah. Who's his brother? Drayster? Okay.
That's his blood.
Oh, really? That's okay. Yeah. Mac Mall. One of the hardest album covers. Yeah. One of the hardest covers.
You know Pac directed that video?
I did not know that. Yeah. One of the hardest album covers ever, but 42? Nah.
I respect the fuck out of 43.
Kid Frost? Oh, yeah.
Just because.
Of course.
Yeah. And so you might have to put Frost in the top 10 as far as just impact.
Yeah.
Because he was that first Latino. He broke that barrier. And La Raza's a big-ass hit. What was that? East Side Rendezvous? Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, he was out there. He is out there doing it. That's an argument. Maybe he doesn't get in. But
you know what I noticed on this list is maybe because with the subgenre shit, there's legends on this fucking list. Like Kid Frost is a legend.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? Dub C, them type of niggas, those are legends. Yeah. But let's keep it going, I guess.
Mozzie at 44. Has he done enough to get in the top 50 all time? I don't think so.
No,
not yet.
Not yet. He can rap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've listened to him. He's like more of a.
His moving and where he's going.
Yeah, he's dope.
He's moving.
Daz, 45.
I don't fuck with Daz.
Yeah.
But he does have a classic album, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Easy.
So he's got to be higher. He's probably in maybe top 20, top 25.
Yeah,
I would say 25. Just because we including the production and shit that he worked on.
Rapping Forte.
I don't really know much about Forte's music.
Players Club. I mean, I wasn't a big Forte fan either.
This is kind of a northern bias
list. Yeah, like you're saying. Dom Kennedy is dope, but I don't know if he's top 50. Burner, I heard your weed is fire, but you're definitely not top 50. Snow the fucking product. My wife loves your music. You have a couple joints that I fuck with, but nah, you're not top 40. And then Anderson .Paak, nigga, you play a piano and wear fucking Beatles hats, my nigga. No, you're not top 50 either. So.
Like it's so many niggas missing.
Yeah, and so this is one of the problems with these lists.
Yeah.
Is that you do shits like this, and then I'm gonna do a list, and now you're trying to just pull out 50 names from the middle of your fucking ass, and this is what you get, and it's no Yuck Mouth, totally devalues this. Who else is this nigga missing? No Sugar Free.
No Free. I just hit a fucking blank, but I know there's other niggas.
Where's J.O. Felony? You named all kinds of other crusty ass niggas, but didn't put J.O. Felony on this list.
No J.O. You ain't got fucking J-Ro or Taz. Where's Cam at? You named, come on, Snow the Product. You could have thrown Cam, Anderson .Paak. You could have thrown Cam's name on that. You know what I mean? This shit is crazy. Like, even the Nick.
Nobody from above the law, no Huts or KMG.
Yeah, no East Siders.
Yeah, Trey D and them. Yeah.
Hey, Trey D got fucking points.
Yeah, Trey D got some. He's got some.
He
plaques.
Contributed to fucking probably one of the greatest albums ever. Fucking in
you know what's crazy? You may not dig his style because he's old school, but he remind me of Bun B, where in Be Legit, where I've never heard a whack verse.
From Trey D?
Just pure listen to what he's saying. He don't kick whack shit. You just may not like his delivery or the style of music he's making.
I think it's the
Once you
because he compound the syllables and shit like that.
Once you get over that,
Yeah. I heard the nigga recently, like in 2018, what his rebirth, whatever, on like a more hip hop track, and he wrote that shit.
No. If you just listen to what he's saying, he can fucking spit. He has some hard ass, verses. So I mean, shit like that is why some of these lists are out of fucking control, because you putting out some doo doo and disrespecting a lot of people with that. So T.I. has the #1 hip hop podcast in the world. After like 3 episodes, people are eating it up.
You fucking serious?
Serious.
Yeah.
It's called Expeditiously or whatever the fuck.
Expeditiously.
So he did a list himself. So we're gonna run through this. We're gonna start off 1 through 50 as well.
These fucking lists. You know what? I am making a personal beef right now. I am gonna fuck up the next motherfucker that is gonna make us run through 50 fucking names on these guys. These lists are killing me. This is like my pet peeve right here, is running through motherfuckers' names and shit like that. Like, for real, yo.
So Devontae Wilder just dropped his list five minutes ago. His top 50.
And we gonna be reading it next week and shit. Like, what the fuck?
So 1, he got Pac. 2, he got Jay. 3, he got Biggie. 4, he got Snoop. 5, he has Kanye. We rocking with that so far?
No.
He got all the big names in there. I'm taking Kanye out of the top 5. The top 3, we already know how that shit goes.
Right. Okay. So now we got Drake at 6, M at 7, Nas at 8, DMX at 9, Lil Wayne at 10, and then Tip places himself gracefully out of the top 10 at the 11 spot. All right, so let's talk about that. Is Drake too early to be 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Now, is Drake firmly in the top 10 now? We talked about 140 million units. This little beige nigga's been running shit for a decade.
Drake.
We hadn't had a beige nigga run shit that long since Barack Obama. This nigga's now 10 years into it.
Top 10? Yeah. I'm looking at T.I.'s list. If I look at 15 down, I'm pretty sure I could pull 10 names out of that.
Okay. All right. So maybe top 15 or top 20.
I can't.
You can't call it right now.
I can't objectively defend him.
He ain't numbering this shit.
It's kind of like I'm biased because I'm not a fan of his music.
No, and that's
being honest.
And that's we always honest on the show. Let's keep it pushing. So Tip's at 11. Cube is at 12. For Cube, let's talk about that. Is that a fair placement for?
That's disrespectful.
You think so?
Yeah,
so do you think Cube is top 10?
Easily.
Cool,
All
you
his
agree?
contributions and shit. Yeah.
You agree?
Off the top of my head, yeah. I'm gonna tell you what fucks Cube up. That
the yeah.
How can I say it? It's like Jerry Rice the cornrows.
Oh shit.
He stayed too long. Does that make sense? Like,
nah, it makes 110%. That last album he should never dropped. The Ghost, Andre 3000 is at 13. Is that too high for Andre, considering the limited amount of material that we have for him in general?
Yeah, because
I have to agree. I love Andre. He probably
we big fans of Andre.
Yeah.
More influential MCs, but yeah, you gotta go lower.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking at the names behind him.
Yeah. All right. So 50 at 14. Is that fair, or do you think 50 should be in the top 10?
We gotta up him. Yeah, in the top 10.
He had that run, man.
Yeah,
it's hard. His impact.
Yeah, because me personally, I'm taking 50. This is just me personally.
Right.
I'm fucking with 50 over DMX.
And I'm taking 50. Oh, I don't know. Ooh, that's a tough one for me. I'm gonna definitely take 50 and get Drake and Kanye get the fuck out of there.
And T.I.
And Tip is tripping. So we go from 50 to Lauryn Hill at 15. And is that like the politically correct thing that rap niggas is doing?
How many Fuji albums dropped? 2?
2. And she got her solo.
And that was more R&B than rap, right?
And then she had the one unplugged album. And I'm a fan of Lauryn Hill, so don't think niggas is hating. But
like looking at his list, that means Lauryn Hill is the top female MC of all time. Is that true?
Was she the most impactful at a time? Yes, she was. Is she my favorite? No, I'd rather.
All right, let's subtract the R&B. Is Lauryn Hill the top?
Elle can spit, man.
She can spit.
She can spit. I prefer. People gonna be mad. I prefer Rhapsody over her. I prefer Jean Grey over her. I honestly prefer Rod Digger over her.
Shit, light.
Yeah, like, yeah. I mean, Latifah. I mean, I'm just trying to talk about people who are kind of making music now. You know what I mean? But I prefer Latifah. You know what I mean? So, that's, you know, strength of her impact and what she stood for and who she inspired will, you know, again, one of those things you can never take away. But
you can't have a hole on the top 50.
You can't have a hoe?
A hole.
A hole.
HOLE. A hole.
Why? Where's the hole?
That means a pussy hole.
Oh, so you don't think
There's no female in the top 50. Period.
Okay. Well, let's keep it pushing because I think we got a couple to talk about. So we'll wrap that up. We'll get back. LL Cool J, 16.
See these elder statesmen are like forgotten.
The seniors.
But LL was the motherfucking man at one point.
He was.
You feel me? So
yes.
I'll let him stay there.
Okay.
Just because.
Right.
You know. Yeah.
What,
now,
85 to,
do you believe that,
like that
on this list, Rakim is behind LL? Can you even do that? Is that fucked up? Is Rakim because of who Rakim is he automatic top 10, or can you place him outside?
You got niggas in the top who he influenced. So how the fuck does that work? You feel me?
And again, I think he's honorary top 10.
Yeah.
Off top.
And he didn't even fucking curse.
Hard,
yeah.
This shit is hard to squeeze them all in. Like
Kendrick at 18. Is that too high for young Kendrick?
It's too high.
That's higher than Whitney in 89.
Common. Common at 19. I'm sorry. That's Cameron at 19.
What the fuck?
Yeah, my bad.
Shit, Jim Jones wouldn't even agree with that one. Shit.
Wait, that is Cameron.
That's
and then
Cameron.
He don't have Common on his list?
Probably not.
No, crazy. Jadakiss at 20. That's a little too high. Meth at 21 is too high. Pimp C at 22 too high.
That's that southern bias right there.
Scarface 23.
You got
too
Pimp
low.
C above Scarface?
Yes, too low. Too Short at 24. Respect. E40 at 25. That sounds like a conversation. It's like, man, nigga, Too Short was dope. What about E40? Oh yeah, put him on the list too. Busta at 26. I don't really have a problem with that.
Me either.
Slick Rick at 27. Okay, maybe a little higher.
He's above all of them.
Master P at 28.
Look,
if this is a rapper list, the Master P is at 28. We ain't discussing rap no more. T.I. How your kids doing?
Look, because I'm gonna tell you what the thing about Master P is like. You think No Limit, you think Master P, but there was some niggas from No Limit that rap fucking circles around Master P.
Right. And we were listening to those albums. Niggas wasn't waiting for fucking I Am the Tank and nothing. The niggas wasn't waiting for that. We wanted, can we get a Mia X release? What's that new Mystical dropping? You know what I mean? Well, is Moby Dick dropping again? You know what I mean? That's what motherfuckers was trying to check for.
Or niggas want to see that Mercedes album come out.
That Mercedes, did that ever come out?
I don't even know.
She was on the.
What was it called? Rear End?
Yeah, that was when she was in pink. She was in pink bent over. That was in every magazine for like a year, and I don't think anybody ever copped that. Shout out to Mercedes. Hope all's well.
I'm gonna look her IG up, see what she looks like.
See what she look like. She's still bending over fucking Plymouths now and shit. 29 Gucci. Based on his influence, is he higher or should he be lower?
Look, I fucks with Gucci, but just my personal preference. There's only one nigga from the Wu on here above Gucci.
Right. Yeah, I know. I understand. Jeezy, that's crazy. Rick Ross at 31, in my opinion, is crazy. Future at 32 is crazy.
He high, bro.
Big Boy at 33. I think Big Boy, man, he's dope, but I don't know. J. Cole, no, at 34. Nelly at 35, no. Luda at 36. I personally would say Luda's top 25.
Luda's probably, like, just looking at the last 8 or 9 niggas that was listed before him, he's better than all of them.
Yeah, definitely. Big Pun at 37.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's disrespectful.
8 Ball at 38. Hey, happy birthday. 8 Ball like just turned 48 or some shit. This is weekend, but 8 Ball at 38.
That's that regional because they grew up on that shit.
Yeah,
you feel me?
yeah.
That's what it is.
Bun B at 39.
Come on, man.
Little Kim at 40. Nicki Minaj at 42. Fabulous at 43. Just delete that whole section. Get the fuck out of here. Meek Mill at 43.
I see what you're saying now. Because the next nigga that come up, it seems like they just put them in order. Because
Exactly. So then it's Ghostface, Raekwon, Redman. Like, just random.
Somebody told you tripping.
Yeah. Red at 46 is foul than a motherfucker. Twista at 47. I definitely believe that I think he belongs in the top 50.
Yeah.
Nipsey Hussle at 48.
Nipsey's not top 50.
No. Uncle Luke at 49. Man, Luke is my man.
He didn't rap.
But he
got him. Look, I was listening the other day. I forgot what the fuck. No, I watched the fucking Freaknik documentary. Luke had about 7 or 8 hits though. But
no, he did.
But
he
they ain't
wasn't
rapping.
Really rapping. Put your panties on. Who did it? What? Did it on the Scorpio? Nah, fuck out of here. And we fuck with Luke, legends. But 49, come on, T.I. And then his homeboy, Killer. Oh, fuck, Killer Mike, 50. You know what I mean? Like, this is a fraudulent ass list.
Hey.
And again, it's designed to get motherfuckers to talk about it, but at the same time, I think this whole episode has really been about integrity in hip hop.
Yeah.
And about people doing shit to, that is tarnishing their integrity to get light. Tekashi snitching to become, to get out of his situation. Motherfuckers creating lists. Drake creating fake shit about his daddy, you know what I mean? Or his daddy who has a single out saying this maybe to help him boost his shit. You know what I mean? But this has all been around integrity. Birdman not wanting to pay these niggas. It's just been integrity. And I guess shit. The integrity of hip hop is fucked up.
I'll tell you one thing that I know for sure. You can't make a list of nothing. I can see now just by looking at shit, like everybody's opinions differ so much depending on where you were raised. Even with us, and we all open-minded when it comes to hip hop. It's too hard. Cause we all like what we like, and it's just
right. The only way it can be done is if it is structured where you have criteria. We're gonna talk about album sold. We're gonna judge. We're gonna judge by lyricism, impact, and then it has to be weighted, and then it becomes something that hip hop is not, because hip hop is that, like I said, that free force, that free feeling to just talk and discuss, rap, dance, express in a free area. And so once
it's crazy. Niggas
once you
just
start
fucking,
trying to quantify it, it's ridiculous.
This may sound like hate, but it ain't really hate. It's just real because niggas get trapped in the moment. Nipsey top 50.
Where's Q-Tip?
I'm saying, like,
No Q-Tip.
no Common.
No
Like,
Common. I mean, I know, like, we weren't really tripping on that because we just ran through the list before, but there was a lot of
no Black Thought.
no Black Thought. There's a lot of dope rappers, MCs.
List right
you
there.
know,
Yeah, like,
some of those names you could have thrown Fat Joe over
Dixie,
over some of those names.
Dixon County line.
But again, like, I don't know who the authority is in hip hop that's going to be able to release a list that everybody's going to respect and not look at it like it's biased.
Everything is opinionated.
and you know what? It's crazy because when you listen to certain niggas, you can hear who's not biased.
Right.
Like you hear Snoop, he'll say like Slick Rick and Rakim is in his top 5. You know what I mean? Or I forgot who the fuck it was. Somebody was saying like Big Daddy Kane was like his influence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where niggas like that don't even get nowhere
Yeah,
near the list.
Kane wasn't on this list.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? So I don't know. I guess until we have a recognized hip hop cultural center or someone or something that is recognized as an unbiased representation of hip hop, that will never be able to really do these lists because, like you said, it's too regionally skewed. It's too pent up in emotion and shit like that.
Y'all boy not even on there.
Who's that?
Most.
Yeah, I don't know about
But
most.
top 50, yeah, I don't know.
You don't
That
think so?
might be-
I like
Well,
most.
the reason why I say that is it's not even the top 50. It's so many niggas on there that I would take most over.
Right.
True that, but
You know, but
and again, we probably basing it on different shit that they not basing it on too. You know?
yeah,
what I mean?
and there's a whole episode where he discussed this, and they were going over stuff, but yeah, that's from coming from Ti. That really shocks me. And again, integrity, is that what you did to maybe generate some buzz, or you trying to shout out your peoples? You know what I mean?
That nigga put himself above Scarface.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He only put one nigga from the South above him, and he's from the South, but not really. Well,
Wayne.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like he doesn't even fit the South.
Yeah, well, Wayne is not a type of music that T.I. represents. T.I. made himself on that list, the #1 reality trap rapper. Which come on, man, Face is that dude. If there wasn't no Face, probably say it wouldn't be no you. You know what I mean? So let's not disrespect. Pay homage. It's all good.
Where my nigga Beanie Siegel at?
Beanie's not on there. It was, like I said, very, 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 very garbage list. Did we even name the Game on that list?
Mm-mm.
A lot of people put him up there. I don't know if that's well deserved. But
I think if Game didn't drop so many fucking names, he would get more respect. But it's like, damn, nigga, like I used to defend him, but now it's like, damn, like the other day I heard some song that's pretty dope, and I'm like, oh, I forgot about that. And then midway through it, I hear a couple names, but like, yeah, he just can't help himself.
Whitney Houston told Stevie Wonder to show me the way to the door, and Frankie Belafonte
Matter of fact,
hit
it
on
was
the floor.
Angel, him and Common.
Oh yeah.
And that song was dope. As far as the production, that Kanye did that shit. Yeah.
That's all that bass line.
Good game. Well, fellas, before you wrap this up, you got anything you want to say? Any shout outs? Son Capone.
Shout out to everybody listening and all the baby mamas. I keep it simple.
What about you, Big Pooh?
I'm gonna say live your truth and have fun while you're doing it, because you might fuck around and check out.
Yeah.
And the apple of your eye might get dipped in motherfucking caramel and bit by another nigga too.
Might have a worm in it.
Yeah.
So, folks, thank you for rocking with us. Remember, Monday mornings, 7 a.m., 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can check us out on Big Bad Radio. And also can check us out BigBadRadio.com. Download the app. You know where to find us. Spotify, Facebook, and anywhere else that dope podcasts are being played. Again, it's your boy Hip Hop Old Head, a.k.a. D. Moraney, a.k.a. Hip Hop's Uncle Phil. And until next time, we out.